is up? What's up? How's everybody doing? It's great to be here, and I'm thankful that you decided to join me, spend a little bit of time here with me. It's Tuesday. It's 1/28/2025. How time flies. January is almost over. We're, of course, going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol. Maybe I'll get some altcoin requests in there as well. Most of you know me as Big Cheds on Twitter. I teach professional technical analysis, Japanese candlestick theory, and classical charting. I've studied CMT. I try to take the complicated, the academic, professional TA, and I try to make it more simple for you. Start with the Masterclass playlist. You really need to watch that. It's going to help you. I would not trade without having watched that. Check out, I published 3 books. I have a 4th book coming soon, Trading Journal, at some point this year. Most of my stuff is free in one form or another. And this is part of the quick market update series. I do 15-minute videos, quick updates. If you want in-depth analysis, I'm a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, where I do a twice-a-week full market report. I haven't missed one in 7 years. And it's with the best team in the world that studies crypto. Check out that team. I'm super proud of being part of Bitcoin Live. But folks, you're here today. Thanks for hanging out here with me. I've got some tweets, of course, to discuss, some things to maybe to guide the conversation. I'll do a quick little run through on the charts, and then I'll check in with the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know where you're from, how you're feeling. Let me know how you found the channel. And fire off a trading question, something you'd like me to discuss. Not necessarily, hey, can you look at this chart? Yeah, maybe I can do that. But also, I like the more general trading questions because I want to create educational value. That's why I'm doing these. I want to create good content that can help the most people. So what do we think about Bitcoin? We've had a little bit of volatility here the last few days, and I think it'll be helpful to kind of put things into perspective outside in. So I think one of my charts recently was zoom out, then chill out, right? And I'll get to that in a second. But look at this weekly chart. I mean, a super beautiful weekly chart. Price above the rising EMA 8, above the important range lows, 91, 92K zone. Look at that MA 200. This is a really strong trend in the weekly. People can call top, whatever. I'm not going to do it until there's a real top. I'd love to make that call. I'd love to be the guy who calls the top perfectly like I did in 2021 when I got really lucky. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to rush to call a top. It's not there. There's no evidence of a top yet. Daily chart is quite nice. We have the 91K zone. We have the spring. We have the 4HW with the lower low recapture, 96K long trigger, 99K long trigger, multiple throwbacks. And we interestingly just had this sweep. So I'll get back to that. I want to quickly do Ethereum and Sol, and then I'm going to go through my tweets. So Ethereum's just nothing going on. Flat. This is no trend. Flat on 200, part of the larger weekly consolidating range. Price near high time frame range peak. It's an uptrend. Price above rising MA 200. Weak versus Bitcoin. Grinding lower versus Bitcoin. We know all that. I think a lot of people are interested in Sol, so we'll cover that. I actually had a tweet on Sol, so let's see here. Relative strength player. Sol, you're excited. Here we go. I thought I had a Sol tweet. There we go. This is my tweet. Sol, throwback to prior W. So, Cheds, what's a W? Circa $225 zone. So let's just zoom in, take a look at that price. What am I doing? A lot of my tweets, and the reason I do them is that I can watch the chart all day. I work on my computer. And I know a lot of people don't have the ability to just watch the chart all day. And so I try to do that and let you know when the price is at a key level. So, hey, here, it's, hey, pay attention, we're at a key level. It's a very clear throwback. So what does that mean? And here's a decent little response from that. So what you have is the W. A W is a double bottom. Here we have the lower low with the sweep or the spring, right? False breakdown recovery. You get long here, or you can get long on the peak with a double bottom. What you want to have is you want to have time interval in between the attempts. We have that. You want to have price distance in between peak and trough. We have that. So it's just pretty much textbook all around. And when you break out from a pattern, you're always on watch for what's called a throwback or a retest. Break out, come back, do whatever it does. Maybe not like that, but we'll come back and retest. Long entry, very simple technique. Very, very simple technique. I think if you're struggling, you want to just try to play throwbacks in uptrends. That's what this is. How do we know it's an uptrend? It's price above a rising daily MA200. So I just keep watching that. You got an overhead trigger level right around 260, 265. Be aware there may be some further consolidation in this range, but I would mark my risk as looking to buy dips in that range 220, and then usually use something like a 260, 265 overhead trigger. So I got a bunch of tweets, but I want to first check in with the chat, and we'll go to that. So how's everybody doing? Martwan, Mohammed, Darius, Satoshi, Sam. There's a lot of names, a lot of people. Caleb. Folks, it's just me, by the way, in the chat room. I'm probably not going to get to all your requests. I will definitely not see, all your messages. I actually read the messages after the video. So if I don't reply, I'm sorry. I see some great questions that I wish I'd seen during the video. So I'm just saying hi now, reading some of these messages. I'm going to get back to them, though, because I want to go through this series of tweets that I have to kind of walk us through the price action, how we got here, help you feel a little bit more confident. And as always, you can refer to my prior videos or definitely check out Bitcoin Live or do the in-depth analysis. So this is me letting you know, hey, look, so we've had a pullback. We've had a drop back to the 4H MA20, which 4H is 4-hour MA200, which is MA. If you don't say anything else, it's an SMA, which means simple moving average, equally weighted. So 200 means each of the candles are equally weighted. So 4H MA200 had quite a bit of play throughout the year as we watch it. We can see even here, the price is actually kind of sticky to it right now, where it paused briefly on the 200. Nice little throwback here. This is a lower time frame consolidation we've talked about, covered in other videos, and the prices was right back to it. So it'd say, okay, we have broken the daily range lows at that point. We'd started to break daily range lows. Right around, not daily range lows, rather, the right shoulder throwback level 99.5, and we had just, okay, folks, we're right below a key level, but we're at the 4H MA200, pardon me, and it's close to the zone, so I mentioned that it was near 99.5K zone, ideal spot for bulls to step in. And what happened? Bulls stepped in. It's a logical spot for a bounce, and it happened. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a genius. I'm just identifying key levels and momentum and following it. And a pretty nice little response on it. Nice little cluster, too, of volume. And you have a decent bounce from that. We'll see what the follow-through may be. What do you do now? I'd actually still treat retests of 99.5K as a buy zone. I'd be looking to buy there. And then you identify some type of an overhead trigger level. I think roughly around 107K. But let's continue on. BTC, and I'd like these this video format because I can explain my tweets. So Bitcoin working on a nice lower tail. What is a lower tail? It's a nice long lower shadowed candle. Look at XRP. Look at the lower tail. That's where bulls step in, right? Bears try to do damage. Bulls step in. As Steve Nissen talks about it in the yellow Japanese candlestick textbook, bulls rejected lower prices. Nice lower tail on the Bitcoin daily chart. It shows bulls stepping in. It's not you can call it a hammer, you call it hanging man, it doesn't really matter, right? Those don't apply kind of in the middle of the channel. You want to see a hammer here after a move down. It is a lower shadowed candle. It's a lower shadow spinning top. It's a bullish candle. Bull stepped in, range low, sweep and recapture. And then here's an interesting tweet. BTC, a pair of springs, right? Spring's a great word. I'm looking forward to spring personally with winter here. I'm sure everybody is. But here we have the beautiful range low sweep and recapture with the 4HW on that nice long leg doji. Same thing here. So we actually had price do the same thing. So we have a pair of springs. Okay? Everyone's freaking out. I put out a tweet here, and this is a little bit after the bounce at 101K. If we close the week, so perspective, people just loving calling tops. If we close here, even here, it would be the third highest weekly close in history, which is basically saying zoom out. This is my zoom out, chill out tweet, right? Zoom out and then chill out, right? Third highest weekly close. Bears really haven't done any damage. Price trend is still quite strong. And so there are a couple altcoin tweets. So when there's volatility, when there's a price flush, and folks, I'll get back to the chat room in a second. When there's a price flush, you want to target relative strength players. Ray has been one of them. A relative strength player, clearly defined zone, and a throwback. Throwback is a bullish retest to November highs. What is the price response? Here is Ray. And let's go to the daily chart on Ray. Let's take a look. Decent little response, right? You're just, this is simple technique as a trader. If you're struggling, find an uptrend, ideally a relative strength player, and do something like this. Throw back to broken resistance. Very clean, very simple, decent follow through in that already. So this is, again, I put these out kind of when Bitcoin was at 100K, 995. Sell when you're excited, buy when you're scared. People are scared. It's like, hey, folks, maybe there's opportunity. Take a look. And then we talked about Solana, okay? So that is a series of tweets, me kind of getting you up to date. I've talked about the overall Bitcoin picture. Let's jump back into the chat. I know there's some great questions, and I'm going to do my best to address as many of them as I can. Happy Tuesday, everybody. So Chocolate says, can you look at, I'll take a look at Sui. So here we are on Sui. I actually thought Sui would have initially held here right around $4. Just because it's been one of the strongest trends and you were dropping back to a higher low. The market did flush, did have a pretty good response, but no follow through from that. I think with Sui here, you need to wait for some upside to go long. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but in general, you want to be orienting yourself to trading with the trend. So whether or not the price comes and retests the middle of the range of this hammer, this is a hammer candle for sure. Okay, volume, or the bottom of it. You can either play, that, which is a little bit harder to play. I like to play in the recapture. So I'd want to see the price back up above these lows, back up above the peak of this candle. I'd either play that recapture or this recapture. Given the overall structure is still quite strong, you can drop to the weekly. It's going to show you a very strong uptrend. There's a correction going on as a secondary trend as opposed to the primary trend, which is the rising SMA 200. You want to play a little bit of a recapture. I want to see it back up above 4 or really 420, one of those two long trigger levels. Absent that, I'll probably wait and see, but maybe I'd take a look in the 330 range. That's my thoughts on Sui. Let's see what everyone else has to say. Good morning, Cheds. Okay. M. Gross up, Matt, or M. Gross? This is a good question. I think I've seen this before and I was unable to answer it. Matt, I think it's Matt. M. Gross says, when something goes into price discovery and hits all-time high, do you have a targeted sell price? No. The answer is no. How can you? Because you want to follow the trend. Do you have a targeted sell price or do you just wait for a topping pattern to develop? Yes. I wait for a topping pattern to develop. Just like, generally speaking, tops are just like bottoms. Generally, they're slow to form. So you'll see things rolling over. You see a moving average losing over, losing the 50, losing the weekly 50. You're starting to see trends start to roll over. You'll start to see some loss of structure, losing a support level it should hold. I generally will, it depends on where I entered into the trade and what I'm doing with it, but I like to move my stop losses up into profit for sure. If there's a crazy overextension, like with say Bitcoin just shot up like that really quick, and like here's the upper Bollinger Band, and we were super overextended short term, I might take a little profit, but I don't have a prescriptive target ahead of time that I'm choosing. I don't have a level that I'm choosing ahead of time because I'm not using targets. I'm following the price. I'm very closely watching it. I'm studying volatility. It's tricky, but generally you want to move your stop loss up and watch for change of structure and understand that tops like bottoms are slow to form, and it's going to give you multiple bites of the apple. Great question. Let's see what everyone else has to say. Darius says, do you ever use Ichimoku Cloud? I do not. It's okay. I know some traders who use it, and you really don't see much of the Ichimoku on the timeline. I feel like it was a lot more, like, what is that guy's name? 33K by July is his like nickname. What is the guy? I can't remember his name, but he's been around a long time. He used to use the cloud. I don't see it anymore. You don't really see traders using it that much. I'm not a huge fan of it, but maybe there's some great analyst traders out there who use it. I just do not personally. Same with like Elliott waves. I don't use it. It's trader style. And when I teach you these things, you don't have to copy my style. If you want to and you want to learn what I'm doing, go to my Masterclass. And I walk through my moving averages, how I play the game. You know that. But I want you to take some wisdom from my method and use it to make your own method, okay? Let's see. So March 1, what technical indicator would make you think it's the end of the bull run? Bulls lose support. price is the only real indicator. I mean, the first real damage would be loss of 91K zone, right? Everything in here is chop. So first real loss of 91K zone, which we started to have, would be your first real suggestion of a deeper drop. It would suggest to me we're going to drop to the 72, 74K range. It would be a matter of, does it hold here at the peak of the prior range? But that would be a big drop. This would be your first major warning sign, and you'd have to, if it tops, it has to lose 91K. You can guess up here. I can guess it's on. You can guess all you want, but you have no evidence. And if you get it right, you were guessing and got lucky. You could guess it losing here, or if it loses that, great. But all of these if it loses any of these, it's just likely to continue with the trend, which is up. This is a very important price level, as described by the chart. So that would be the first thing in terms of indicator. It wouldn't be looking at the OBV, the RSI. Those things are secondary. You never generate a trade based on the OBV, the RSI, MACD, stochastic. Never, never, never. Those are things used to confirm any clues or something you're seeing in the price. So it's not going to be an indicator. It'd be the price. It'd be the price doing something, right? Great question. Robinson, do you believe that BTC in the weekly is in a parabola, or do you mainly trade horizontal support? Yeah, I just trade horizontal support. Is it in a parabola? I don't know. I mean, you can draw a parabola. It's fun. You just draw it. Great. What does that do for you? What I see on the weekly chart is this, right? What I see in the weekly chart is larger cup and handle, likely to continue. I still think we hit mid 200Ks in 2026. And that's my base case. I understand that'd be different than prior cycles. I just don't care. I'm not going to do things based on what it's done in the past. It's only been around for whatever, a few cycles. I'm going to follow the trend. I'm going to follow the MA200. What I see is move, consolidation, above high time frame range peak. I'm going to just stay level to level. I don't need to over predict too much. Bitcoin's super strong. Ethereum has not turned around versus Bitcoin. Dominance is grinding higher. People call top because they're out. They have no exposure, or they're just in a million altcoins and they want it to be a Bitcoin top so they can just have an easy mode where their terrible altcoin chart bounces. And that's not the way to play. There have been some great altcoin bounces. So Psalms, this is a great question. Psalm says, is there a time frame you find most reliable when identifying classic or hidden divergences? No. But I will say the longer the time frame, the stronger the signal. If you're going to use, I go over this in great detail in the Masterclass webinar. If you're going to use like RSI, you should only use it for hidden divergence, continuation. But if you're going to use it for regular, you need at least like a double negative divergence. People just want divergences because they want to think, oh, I've spotted something that's not there in the price. But you can always see in the price anyway. Everything you need is here. Everything you need is in the price, contained in the price. Divergences, oscillators should only be used after the fact to add a little bit of information, okay? Matesh, how do you select a coin for trade among your watch list? I just follow the strongest charts. I teach them at Bitcoin Live. I trade from this list. I cover them. Members, I love the members at Bitcoin Live, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but I love our team. I love our members. And they'll request charts. And if they request something that I haven't been watching, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is a good chart. I'll add it to my list. And what I recommend to most of you is you don't have to do what I do. I have to cover kind of the whole market. You should be watching like 10 or 15 charts, the strongest charts. Study those, muscle memory, only play. You should only be trading from charts you're watching and you have muscle memory in, right? You don't want to be bouncing around, chart to chart. That's the death of a bankroll. Just someone tweets out something, and you're like, oh, I got to play that. Without studying it, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. So, let's see what everyone else has to say. It's been 20 minutes. These are quick streams. I love these. I could go on longer, but remember, I do these just for fun. Part of the quick market update series. I published 3 books. I have the 4th book coming soon. Check out all the great stuff I have for you. I'll do another stream on Friday and Saturday. I do full market in-depth analysis Bitcoin Live. I'm going to do one tomorrow night, and I'll do one Sunday night. I've been doing it that way for 7 years. So check that out. A lot of great questions. I did my best to get to a lot of them today. This is a little bit longer than the normal stream. Stay true to the Bitcoin price zones as described on the daily chart. Very well described. 96, 99, 91, 92K zone, 96K, 99.5. We have a couple springs here, range low sweep and recapture, nice momentum with the trend. Zoom out, chill out, enjoy the chart. And I'll be back soon. I really appreciate this. I'm sorry I couldn't do all your requests. Someone says, how old are you? I'm in my late 40s now, man. And so I'm loving life. I'm having fun. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm just happy to be here, brother. So I appreciate you folks. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. And I will be back on Friday. We're going to do it again then. All right, my friends? We'll talk soon. Big Cheds out. Peace out. Peace out.